channel 5-Minute Economics, where I teach economic concepts in a span of just 5 minutes. Well, welcome back to the demand series, and today I'm going to start with the part 5 of the demand series, which comprises of the topic exceptions to the law of demand, or why is the demand curve positively inclined at times. So yeah, in this video I'll be discussing all the points related to the reasons for a positively sloping demand curve. So yeah, let's get started, guys. Also guys, don't forget to like this video and do subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and do follow me on my Instagram handle 5-Minute Economics. So guys, before I begin with the exceptions to the law of demand, that why is the shape positively inclined, let me show you the actual or the normal shape of a demand curve. Well, in case you want to know why is the demand curve negatively sloping, then check out my previous video, which is the part 4. In fact, you can check out all the 4 parts. I'll attach its link in the comment section below. So this is, in a usual case, the shape of a demand curve, which is a normal demand curve, or the actual shape of a demand curve, which is downward sloping. We see that DD is sloping downwards from left to right. We see price on the y-axis and demand, quantity demanded, at the x-axis. Now, why is it negatively inclined? Because we know with the increase in price, we tend to demand anything less, right? That's how we operate as a normal or rational consumer. But in an exceptional case, we see that the demand curve over here in green is upward sloping. What does it signify? It signifies that with the rise in price, our quantity demanded is rising. Well, it will be a little weird if you think that when price rises, we all tend to demand it less. But there are few exceptional cases that we tend to demand more when the price rises rather than demand less. So let's get on to the pointers. But before that, please make sure that you don't get confused in the shape of a normal and an abnormal, exceptional, whatever you can call it, shape of the demand curve. So now guys, I'll be explaining the reasons why is the demand curve positively shaped at times. So number one reason being Giffen goods. Now what are Giffen goods basically? Giffen goods are those inferior goods on which the consumer spends a large part of his income, and the demand for which increases with the increase in price, and vice versa. Now guys, please don't get confused between Giffen and inferior goods. In case you are getting confused, I've made a separate video on types of goods where you can actually see the differences, examples between Giffen and inferior goods. But Giffen goods are type of inferior goods basically, that is what I'm telling you. But the yardstick to measure Giffen goods is price. We are not bringing in income anywhere, because we are talking about demand and price. Remember, we are not getting income anywhere, so please don't get yourself confused with income. Giffen goods are those goods basically don't have much of substitutes. For example, maize, potatoes, bread, rice. So the demand for which increases with the rise in price, and vice versa, and hence demand curve is positively inclined in case of Giffen goods. Next, very interesting example. This is one of my favorite examples to study and to explain as well. Well, this is known as the articles of snob appeal, conspicuous consumption, and bandwagon effect. Before I read out to you what exactly is this, well, let me ask you a question. Most of us love sales, don't you think so? I too love sales. I will go to Zara and H&M for shopping whenever there are sales. We all do that. But there are some people who don't like sales. Now, for number one reason, maybe because they don't like to stand in queues, and all those people who are buying from the sale are wearing the same clothes. Plus, who buys in sales? I only buy from fresh. There are type of people, the rich people, not people like us, the very rich people who think that, we shouldn't buy from sale. And then they will buy from fresh only, be what it be, come what may, I would say. So they are basically going against the law of demand, because a rational consumer always likes when the prices are falling. We like to buy something when it is cheap, right? And that is what happens in this particular case. So people of higher income group have a tendency to consume expensive goods at the time when the prices are rising in order to stand out in the society. Now, ladies of rich and affluent family, Sindhi and Punjabi ladies, okay, so don't judge me on that. I've been Punjabi telling you that, all love to show off, right? So in show off, you tend to buy diamonds at the price when the diamonds are expensive. And why do you do so? You do so just to, stand out in the society as a mark of prestige, show off, status symbol, whatever you call. But in doing that, you are going against the law of demand. So these two are the exceptions to the law of demand. Moving ahead to the other points, reasons to the positively shaped demand curve. Well, emergencies. During emergencies like floods, famines, droughts, etc., the law of demand is foregone. Why? During such calamities, scarcity of food grain is there, and as a result the price of which rises, yet people continue to demand it for the very survival. Well, a classic example of an emergency we all know is COVID wave. We know that how expensive were the sanitizers, but still we all were purchasing them, especially in the first wave, because we all knew that we want them for our survival, and most of us didn't have it, so sanitizers was a thing. Secondly, remdesivir injection, you all know that. I mean, most of you I'm sure have heard about that, especially in the second wave of COVID. Remdesivir injection was like costing 40,000-50,000 per injection, yet we were buying it, right? My life is more important than any money I have. So even when the price is high, we tend to demand things which are necessary for the survival, like food grains and medicines. So in doing that, we go against the law of demand. Next, expectations regarding future prices. Now when the price of a commodity is rising, but it is expected to rise even more in future, so it's better that I buy it now, hold it now, simply to avoid paying extra in the future. Supposingly, example is gold. We know gold is very expensive even today, but in future gold ka price to aur badega. So then what will happen when my son or daughter is going to get married after a few years? It will be more expensive, so it's better I pay now, even though today it's expensive, it's high, but it's rising, but in future it will be even further more expensive, so it's better to pay now than later, and in doing that I go against the law of demand. So lastly guys, coming to our one more point leading to the positively shaped demand curve. Well, quality price relationship, also known as the Veblen effect. Well, that's true that when people judge the quality of a commodity by its price, they tend to buy highly priced commodity thinking it to be the best quality. Well, many aunties do that, don't you think so? Sasta hai to bikari hoga, like that people think. Definitely we all have experienced that in our household too, when we, as our generation, we love buying online clothes and online shoes because they are pretty cheap and good to go, you don't have to go to the shop. So our parents will be like, "Arey, itna sasta hai to bikari quality ka hoga na, kya hi kapda hoga." We've heard all of that from our parents because they think that if it's cheap, it's low price, definitely it is of bad quality. And in doing that, they tend to buy the higher price good, thinking it to be the best quality. And in doing that, they go against the law of demand. So these are all the exceptions to the law of demand, guys. I hope this video was useful to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll be back with my new video very soon.